Hello and welcome back to my studio. Well, I'm often asked by artists for help with color mixing. It's a very common problem, especially for beginners. The other thing I'm often asked is how do I get the colors I have in my paintings? A lot of beginners especially struggle to try to create those Impressionist colors in their works. So instead of trying to show you all the color mixing tips, I'm going to focus on specific colors and build this out as a series over some time. And I'm going to start with my most favorite color mix, one that I believe does transform an Impressionist painting right away. So watch this video and pay attention to the tips I'm going to give you, because this color is going to make a big difference in your next painting. Okay, what's the big color? What's so special about this particular color? And you may have guessed it already if you watch a lot of my painting videos. It is violet. Violet, or a blue violet, or a warm violet. I'm going to show you my favorite mixing techniques for this beautiful color. I was told very early in my painting career by a professional artist, there can never be a painting without some form of violet in it. I believe that's the case even if you're doing a portrait. You're going to bring that color into the painting. Okay, I'm going to run through a few of my favorite mixes with blue and red to create the fantastic violet. Alright, I've got some blue. This is cobalt blue and ultramarine blue. I'm going to add cerulean as well. I need all three. So popular Impressionist blues, some alizarin crimson, and I'm just going to start mixing up some purple. All right, blue and the alizarin crimson gives a lovely dark purple, great for deep shadows. So I add some into the cobalt over here, and then the ultramarine, also a little bit of alizarin. Okay, to get the violet, we're going to have to bring in some white. So I'm going to do a warm and cool violet, starting with the cerulean, adding a touch of white to the alizarin and cerulean. A bit too much white, so I'm adding back in some color, and we're getting a warm violet. Why do I call it warm? Because I'm comparing it to this cool violet. And one compared to the other, you can see that this is now a cool violet. So let's try it with the cobalt. Mixing up a warm violet. That looks fairly warm. And now some more blue with the violet. That'll make a cool violet, right? A blue violet. Try this with the ultramarine. This is quite a bit more alizarin in there, so it's looking quite warm. And compared to the one with more blue, it's cooler. All right, so you can see all of those different violet shades. Now I'm going to sketch a little lemon, just to illustrate the use of violet in my paintings or in your Impressionist painting. Actually, let's put this little shadow, just accentuate the shadow with the real lemon. All right, so a dark sort of blue violet, and you can see how that creates a nice sense of volume, but it also makes the yellow really pop. And in an Impressionist painting or particular landscape, there's going to be a lot of yellow for sunlight, and you can make that really pop with violet. Let's do this little shadow here as well for the stalk and leaf. Quite fun, actually. It gives a real sort of three-dimensional look. And notice the shadow is sort of soft-edged as it moves away as well, slight gradation. So anyway, let's get into the lemon. I'm just going to sketch out the lemon a little more and then do the same exercise with the violet or blue-violet shadow as well. So you're getting two demonstrations here, one for a lemon and one for violet color mixing. But that's all good. I actually enjoy these little sketches, no pressure and quite fun to do. Getting in the light side of the lemon and then into the shadow. So I'm using lemon yellow, titanium white, and a little bit of yellow ochre. And of course we've got all the blues to cool down the yellows and bring in little touches of green into the shadow. The lemon is immediately starting to get a bit of volume now, a bit of three-dimensionality because of the lights and the shadow. The stalk's a little darker. We'll put the leaf in as well, just for completeness. Okay, shadows. Right, I'm going to use that violet, starting off with a nice blue violet. And that will immediately, or should immediately, start adding some volume and three-dimensionality. It also binds the object, in this case the lemon, to the ground, right, the surface. So it's no longer a floating lemon, it's now actually on an object, let's say a table. Darker inside and then gradating and softening up as it moves away from the object, casting the shadow. More light will filter into that shadow and soften it. I have exaggerated the size of the shadow a bit, but that's something I do quite often. And then I will cut in with the background color to get the shape of the shadow just right. But not too worried about that. All I want you to see is how to use different shades of violet, and or at least how to mix them, and then how it makes these yellows really stand out. And the lemon sketch is now taking on a whole new dimension. We just need a little more shadow on this side of the lemon to kind of help to attach it to that shadow now. Just a bit too light here, so softening that edge a little and attaching it to the object is helping to complete the sketch. So there you see my favorite color, blue, violet and warm violet, all helping with your Impressionist paintings. Okay, not so difficult, is it? Now try this out for yourself. Practice these mixes on your palette. Do a few little basic paintings like I did in the demonstration, and just get a bit of practice in applying blue violet or red violet into your paintings. Right, I hope that helped you. If it did, give this video a like, share it with your friends as well, and don't forget to subscribe. There's plenty more good painting videos coming up soon. Don't forget, I have a free painting course for you as well, so join me in my painting school. See how it will help you. Just click up here or in the description.